Record the computer. John Vogel, NFL Draft Blitz. I'm sitting here with David Pindell. Man, it's a good. I'm really glad to have this opportunity to sit down and talk with you, first of all, and I appreciate you taking the time. Several time zones away. You're sitting in Japan right now, to get up early in the morning with me and discuss this stuff. So, how are you doing today, man?
I'm good. I appreciate you reaching out and doing this interview with me. But I'm good. Up early and ready to get after it today.
Yeah. So we were talking. I was talking to you a little bit before we started recording and everything. And so one of the things that I talked about was that I mentioned to you is a lot of people knew who you were at UConn. As diehard college football people, you ran for 1,100 yards and 10 touchdowns in your senior year. You were a JUCO guy moving up from Lackawanna. So I think for a lot of people, they were kind of expecting you to make at least some sort of impact at the NFL level. And you kind of dropped off the map in terms of, people. And I think there was a little bit of talk about you changing positions away from quarterbacks like wide receiver, different things like that going on, but you stuck with it. So can you tell us a little bit about what you've been doing in the meantime since you started? Like you left UConn, you went through the NFL draft process, and where have you been since then?
Yeah, so 2019, that was my 2018 was my senior year at UConn, last football season. Graduated 2019, did the draft process 2019, and the whole time, throughout that whole process, I talked to probably about 17 teams, and every team, wanted me to, for my pro day, say, hey, we want to see you run routes or catch punts or do some running back drills, and my mindset at the time was just, this is all new to me. I just want to be on an NFL roster. So it's like, you know what? I want to do whatever they tell me to do. But then, as more and more the process grew, I just, kept saying, I am a quarterback. I never did any other position. I only played quarterback. At my pro day, I like to, just show my arm as a quarterback first, at least, so I can, at least somebody tell me, okay, you can't play quarterback then. Okay, move on. So, pro day came and I did all the running and all that stuff. And then, first things first, I did my passing script. After I did my passing script, the scout from the Patriots, he said, yeah, you're done pro day. You don't need to do any other drills. You're a quarterback. You can throw. We've seen enough, blah, blah, blah. So I'm like, okay, that was perfect. I'm like, boom, that, gave me some confidence right there. Like, okay, I don't have to do no routes or anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, if the Patriots tell you that you can throw, that's probably a good thing, right?
Yeah. So then after, pro day, getting close towards the draft, I did the workout for the Ravens and the Titans. Talked to the Ravens the most, Coach, I think his name, Coach Smith, quarterback coach, talked to him often leading up to the draft. He's telling me, they might take quarterback in the late round draft pick. And he said they liked my arm when I came in for the workout and everything. And then, with the offense they ran, it's literally what I did at UConn. So I was like, hometown guy, this is like perfect position. This is, it's perfect. So draft day came. Second day, I didn't really watch it, but third day I kept my phone close and, pay attention. And I was picking up Trace McSorley. Okay, they might, pick up a quarterback undrafted or something like that. So Bears called me, said, we'll bring you as a receiver. Chargers called me. They said, we'll bring you as like receiver punt returner. Okay. My agent said, just wait a couple more minutes, wait another hour or two. Then the Vikings called me. So the Vikings said, I think named Kubiak, quarterback. We're surprised you didn't get picked up by anybody. We've seen you in college. You're electric with the ball in your hand. You can move around. And we actually think you can utilize that ability at the quarterback position. So I'm just like, well, this is perfect. So they said, we'll bring you in a mini camp, see what you can do, and then go from there. So I went to mini camp with the Vikings, and as soon as I got up there, like before I could even take a snap or just throw a pass, we got into practice first day, and like during stretching, offensive coordinator came up to me and he just said, "You David Pindell?" I said, "Yeah." He took my red jersey from me, which is like quarterback jersey. He just gave me a white jersey. He's like, "We want you to go to running back today." So as soon as I got up there, they had me a running back. And like second day of mini camp, Um, came over to me again, gave me another jersey. So like, here, we want you to go with the receivers today. So it's like, the whole time up there, I'm doing receiver and running back. I didn't get one chance to, show I could play quarterback. So then I was just like, yeah, this is a waste because, yeah, you say I'm coming as a quarterback, but you know what? I was like, no, I'm enjoying my time up here. So, met a couple good people, went through the practices and everything. And I just, I just realized, this is about to be an end over here. I'm like, I'm not trying to play no receiver, running back. It's boring. And it's like, it's uncomfortable. It just doesn't fit. Like, I didn't enjoy the practices, just dragging, waiting for the practices to be over and stuff. Usually I'm one of the players who I like to be out there. I like to better my game at practice. Like as a quarterback, every day I'm trying to find new ways to, get better. And at this time, playing receiver and running back, it just wasn't fun. It didn't feel like, I was playing football. It just felt like it felt like a job. It felt like I wasn't doing what I wanted to do, what I loved. First live rep, I was stretched to the left and I fumbled. So I was like, yeah, this is not for me. So after minicamp, they let me go. Antoine Randall called me. Like, we still got a spot for you. You still want to, we want to, see what you can do as a receiver and then, go from there. Oh, all right, fine. So I went down to Tampa Bay, did the same thing down there. They having played receiver and punt returner. Same thing. It just didn't feel like football. It just felt like a job. It felt like I'm doing something, like I'm just trying to get by because, I don't know how to run routes. These dudes are all way better than me. There's no, it's big. Everybody's up here and then it's me down here. There's a big gap. So it's just like, this is just not fun and everything. So after that, they let me go. And after that minicamp, I realized, I just want to play quarterback. If it's not what I want, what I love, I don't want to do it. And I just realized I don't love playing receiver and running back. That stuff's not fun. That just felt like a job. So I just, I took matters in my own time. I was like, I'm gonna do what I can do from my perspective. My agent. So after the minicamp, my agent literally like a month later, he sent me an email, said, yeah, I'm not a representative no more. I'm not an agent anymore. So I was just like, okay, so now I don't have an agent. So I'm like, now I don't have an agent, which was not a big deal because like I could reach out to anybody and get an agent. So then I just, from my own perspective, I'm just like, kind of slowly was learning the game. I'm like, okay, you don't really need an agent if, teams aren't interested in you and like that. So I was just like, you know what? Let me show what I can do. So what I'm doing, I just, I work out, post a lot of my workout videos on like Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. So I just been doing that for a long time. And just, see who would come across. So I've been doing that. And dude from CFL agent reached out to me. He said, yeah, how come you're not on a team or anything like that? So I don't know. I'm just, they're trying to figure out, what I can do from my perspective, get on a team or play quarterback. I'm not interested in any other position but quarterback. He's like, have you thought of CFL? And I'm like, I don't know nothing about CFL, but if they want to play quarterback, yeah, I'll be interested. So he got me on a call. He's like, if I can get you to Montreal, get your contract in Montreal, would you want to go up there? And I'm like, yeah, sure. He asked me, do I have a passport and everything? I'm like, yep. So like after like a week, like a week, he called me back. He was like, yeah, we got your contract. You're going to go up there. And I think it was like their last 3 weeks of the season, 2019. So I went up there in the practice spot, went up to Montreal, played there. Got to show what I can do, like in the practice, move around and stuff, show my ability at quarterback. It seemed like they liked me up there. I was able to show me my mobility and make a couple plays. And I think they had just signed Vernon Adams to a big contract. So they was like, yeah, going to 2020, we want to bring you out for minicamp, see what you can do, go from there. So I'm like, okay, cool. CFL not bad. This is like, it feels like regular football. I'm playing quarterback, feel like I'm back in college again. They move me around, let me, do what I can do. So then 2020 came, COVID hit, whole COVID situation, I lost contact with them and everything. And then, 2020, I literally just was working, just training, just playing, doing a lot of quarterback training and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So 2021 came, my agent, CFL dude, hit back up. He was like, yeah, we got some camps we want you to attend coming up, like for CFL. So like Saskatchewan, Montreal, and then I think another one, Edmonton, I think. So I was getting ready to go to one of them camps, but then I was just like, you know what? I don't want to play CFL ball. I want to play American football because CFL, there's rules with, how many players can be on the field. And then, practice squad, like there's a lot of, it's like the American Canada rule, like how many players, like it makes it real difficult to get on the field. So I'm just like, that's too much. So I was like, let me just keep training, and I'll just see what happens from there. So around January 2021, Quavo hit me up, sent me a DM. He was like, yo, you still balling? I'm like, yeah. He's like, trying to get on the team. I'm like, yeah. So he told me, he was like, yeah, I got this team. I just bought Fan Control Football. I want you to be my quarterback. I've been watching you since you was in college. And I'm like, really? I'm like,
you're like star blown at this point, right? I mean, it's freaking Quavo.
Exactly. Like, first off, I'm like, I don't listen to music like that. I mean, I'm not into music or anything like that from that perspective. So like, why is he messaging me of all people? And he said, I used to watch you in college and stuff. So I want you to be my quarterback. Johnny Manziel gonna be here. And, it's a big league. It's just the next thing. So I'm like, all right, cool. I went down to Fan Control Football, met a lot of good people down there. Met Johnny Manziel, a bunch of other big-time quarterbacks.
Well, yeah, you didn't just play well down there. You were dang near one of the best players that they had. You scored their first touchdown. I mean, or their first points. I mean, you made some accomplishments down there. Yeah.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And, I played against a bunch of good people that, Francois, Quentin Flowers played against him in college. So it was like a bunch of big names down there. So I'm like, okay, this is legit. They got good exposure the first couple games. I'm like, okay, this might be an opportunity. And then after I realized, after the games, I gave myself a reality. I'm like, honestly, this is not real football. Like, this is not good film to try to, get somewhere. So I'm just like, you know what? It's cool. It's entertaining football, but I'm like, I want to play real football. So after the first season was over, I'm like, oh, it's cool. Not interested anymore. So then Albany called me in the Arena League. So after Fan Control was over, which is like April, signed a contract to go to Albany, which started in like June. So after that, went to Albany up in New York, played up there. So I was back up behind Tommy Grady. So his name's Tommy Grady, but he's like the Tom Brady of arena football. He's got like 6 rings, like 38 years old. And he's like the best dude. So I'm like, okay, if I'm going to be behind somebody in the arena, I'm going to be behind the best dude, learn from the best. So I was up there, got some playing time, and scored every opportunity I could when I got up there. And okay, cool. Arena ball is decent. Like for now, this is the best opportunity right now compared to any other situation. So I'm like, all right, cool. So they after the season, he was retiring, the quarterback, and it was like my chance to go, earn a spot. So they re-signed me. And then on my birthday, January 2nd, 2022, they called me early in the morning. They're like, happy birthday. We got to do a business decision. We want to trade you to Orlando. I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. I like Orlando, Florida. It's cool down there. So the contract was, in Albany is like pay for your food, housing, everything. And they gave me like a double salary. In Orlando, they was like, yeah, we either pay for your housing and your meals and everything. We got to take away the salary, bump the salary down, or we give you your full salary. You just got to find your own housing stuff. So I'm like, that makes no sense. So I'm like, yeah, they called me. They was like, yeah, so are you interested in going down there? I'm like, well, if that's the situation, no, because that makes no sense to leave this situation and go here. And that's a worse situation as far as, the housing, the contract structure. And they're like, all right, let me shop you around for other teams. I was like, yeah, you don't have to do that. I'm done playing arena ball. It's over. I'll just figure something else. I'll find out another way to play somewhere else. So still just kept posting on my Instagram and, my Twitter and all that stuff. And I just started recently doing TikTok, just making all my videos, posting them on there. So, dude I be training with, dude who's on my team now, I train with him back at home, Devin Phelps. He signed with the Cardinals in 2020. Post him on Instagram all the time. I was working out, just throwing. And guy recruiter from this league hit him up, said, we've been trying to get in contact with David for since 2019. Can you get us in contact with him? So he told me, he was like, yeah, the Japanese football league, they trying to get you. You want to get on a phone call with them and go from there. And I'm like, I'm not going to Japan. They don't got no football in Japan. Like, it's not legit. So
little did you know.
Exactly. So he telling me like, yeah, it's legit ball. It's American football. It's 11-on-11. It's outdoors. None of that CFL arena. None of that crazy stuff. It's like what you want. Like them. They don't got no football in Japan. And if it is, it's probably a scam. So I'm not playing for that stuff. So he sent me their Instagram page. Once he sent me the Instagram page, like the X League is like verified and had like all the content on it. Oh, okay, this is legit. Yeah, we can get on a call. So I got on a call with the team. And they was like, yeah, man, we're looking for a quarterback, and like you would dominate over here. You know, it's American football, college rules, everything. You know, everything you did in college, and you know, we're interested in getting you. So after the phone call, like he's like, can we fly you out Monday to do a workout? They flew me to Los Angeles, did a workout, killed the workout, real good workout, threw really well, offered me a contract. Then like another team hit me up right after that workout. So they're like, hey, can we fly to Atlanta for another workout on Tuesday? I'm like, all right, cool. I'm in Los Angeles. They flew to Atlanta. After that workout, two other teams coming from this league. So I'm just like, yo, this is perfect. This is American football. You know, all the teams already know about me. Boom. So me and my boy, I'm talking to the team. I talked to 4 teams. I think he talked to 2 teams. And he ended up coming here. I don't know why he chose this team, but I think all teams thought like I'm gonna go wherever he goes. I'm like, no, I'm by myself. He got me the opportunity and stuff, but I'm gonna pick what's the best situation for me. So, you know, the three teams that talk to me are like the 3 best teams right now, the 3 teams that are in like Final Four right now. So my mindset was just like, you know, go to a big team and, you know, just hop on the bandwagon and, you know, just be a part of a team or, you know, make an impact. So the team that I'm on now, they suck. They've been like 0-6 and 2-4 for like the last couple of years. And right now we're undefeated. So it's just like, you know, I would rather go somewhere, you know, start from the bottom, work your way up, see how good, you know, you really are as a quarterback rather than, you know, just go to a team who's already been winning. And it's just like, you just
step in there. Yeah, exactly. You just step in there and it's just part of the machine.
So I already made my decision. Like I was talking to all the teams, but I'm like, I already knew where I was going. So I just wanted to talk to them, see what they had to say and offer and all this stuff. And they even offered me more money. One team, they bumped up salary like a couple more thousand and everything. I'm just like, yeah, it's not about the money for me. I want to play ball and see how good I really am as a quarterback, challenge myself. So I ended up signing here. And once I signed here, my boy Devin, he already told me, he's like, yeah, I already signed that too. So I'm like, all right, perfect. It's perfect. Then everything's meant to happen. And we're both here. So, you know, I signed here. Long process, 3-month process, you know, getting the little residence card and everything. And then I already told him, I'm like, the reason I signed here, I told him my mindset. I'm like, look, it's easy to, you know, be at the top team and, you know, just go in and step in and just be like another player and just, you know, want to win a team. But, you know, see if you're really good and challenge yourself. I like working from the bottom. That's kind of how I made my decision to go to UConn because, you know, UConn's in the same situation. So I just, you know, I was like, yeah, I'm going to this team, and you know, you can only work your way up from there. They was on 6 last year. They've never seen a Final Four, and they said a long time. So I'm just like, you know what, I'm going there, and if we suck next year, then it just shows, you know, how good of a quarterback I am, and then, you know, if I am good, then it's like it gives me some confidence. So, you know, we're undefeated right now. We're in the Final Four, and you know, it's been good being out here. Everything's been great. I feel more comfortable, you know, as far as, you know, I feel like I'm back in college again, like as far as, you know, playing football, being able to be who I am, show what I can do. And it's none of that, you know, any of the other foreign leagues like CFL, Arena League, Fan Control. It's like it's legit American football. 11-11 is like legit football, good film, good quality, and good competition. And it's like, you know, I got to a point where it's like, I seen a quote one day. It was like back in like 2020. It was like, you could tell somebody's really happy when you don't get what you want. So my mindset, like, I feel like, you know, if I don't get to the NFL or like, you know, get to the XFL from, you know, from here on out, it's like, I'm still fine with it because over here, you know, I'm doing what I love. I get to play quarterback, showing what I can do. And, you know, it's American football. It's none of that other stuff. And, you know, they take care of you out here. They actually pay more than what CFL players on. So I think if it's not NFL, or this league, like they play way more out here. And then it's just like, you know, you get to experience a new culture. So, you know, everything's been working out well. And then, you know, XFL teams been hitting me up. So it's just like everything's been, you know, going well so far. I've been posting a lot of the highlights and stuff from this league on my Twitter and Instagram. And, you know, another coach from the XFL, the offense coordinator, he reached out to me on Instagram a couple of days ago. And then, you know, the other coaches, you know, they still keeping up with me. They watch all my stuff on Twitter, and they just send me little texts like, good luck this week, we're watching you and stuff like that. We can't wait to get back to the States. So it's like everything's working out well now. And I just finally feel like I'm able to, you know, I feel like I'm in college again. Like I get to restart that recruiting process over just from a different perspective. like coming from like overseas team, working your way to the XFL, and then, hopefully get that opportunity in the NFL. But, the moral of that whole story is just, if you just keep, you stick to what you want to do and you commit to what you want to do and you have faith in it and have a plan about how you're going to go about it, then, I think everything will work out. So that's how it's been for me. And, from here going forward.
Yeah, it's crazy, right? Just all the twists and the turns and the different things that you learned and all that. I mean, so I think the biggest thing is my surprise when I learned that Japan plays as much American football as they do. This was a few years ago. And it was right before the start of COVID, actually, or right around the start of it, because the Hula Bowl was starting back up again. Okay, and the Hula Bowl has a whole scouting department that works in Japan and looking at guys to invite over to the game. At least they used to. I don't know if they still do anymore. But that was when I learned and I started seeing the film and stuff. So, yeah, as soon as, I knew that you were playing in Japan and stuff, I was able to pull up that film. I knew it was going to be good. So it was a great point that I thought that you made right there about the film being better, at least from, playing that type of football. It's just like playing college, except you're just in another country.
Exactly.
So because I do want to get into some of the XFL stuff, because I know that, I don't know if you know Reed on the Market Cast or anybody like that, but we were talking about you during the XFL draft a little bit. Just like, hey, is he going to be in this league? Do we know what's going on with him? No, not really, kind of thing. And so that was why I was surprised when, I saw you on Twitter and stuff. And that's why I felt like I had to reach out. I was like, we were just talking about this guy. I need to talk to him and figure out what's going on. So talking about what you've been working on specifically, because when you look at your college tape, right, it's very evident that you're a great athlete. And I've seen some of the videos too. You've got a video on your YouTube page, for example, that's a little short video where you're showing that quick release. You've got the 3 balls in your hand and bam, 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 quick throws. So I know that you worked on improving that release and speeding that process up. What are some of the other things that you've been able to learn, through the coaching and the different things over the last few, I guess you could say years, but really probably more than that, the last few months that's helped improve your game?
Yeah, actually, throughout the whole from 2019 to now, each step I took everywhere I've been, I've been able to grasp information about football because I started playing football sophomore year of high school. So, everybody played younger, so they have a little more knowledge. But for me, I started playing as a sophomore, and each year I've learned more and more. I didn't really start learning real football till I think senior year at UConn because my high school and junior college coaches. They really teach me quarterbacking, but it's like you have your best athlete, throw it to this guy, go from there. In the junior year at UConn, Coach Lashley, it's like that was his first year at UConn. That was my first year. Like we were trying to get in and just get the ball rolling. But it wasn't until like when I sat down with Coach Dunn 2018, he started introducing me like understanding football, understanding the game, 2-minute situational football, knowing where to go on, down and distance, things like that. So every year from 2019 to here, I've been able to, grasp more and more knowledge on football. And being here, I've learned a lot about football. I learned how to read defenses, how to game plan and how to, prepare for a game as a quarterback. And, I just think that's one of the biggest things I took away from, this whole process for the last 3 years, being a legit quarterback, as I can say, I feel like I'm prepared for a game. Like you put me in any situation, I feel like I'm much more prepared for a game rather than just going out there, relying on my ability because, when you know as much as you know as a quarterback and the more information you have on, your opponent and you know what to do in certain situations, the game slows down, you're much more relaxed. You're not always, in a hurry to, escape the pocket and do this and that, where your outlets are. And you just much smarter and feel more legit, more, more calm and more comfortable in the pocket. Because one thing I can admit at UConn is, 2018.
You were quick to leave. Yeah.
Exactly. And, Coach Dunn, he broke down football till he was teaching me, throughout that whole winter, spring, summer, and in the fall. He was breaking it down to me. So it made my game much, much more slower as far as, being able to, make my decisions and read like just one defender. But, after that 1 to 2 defender, it's like, I was out. As you can see on my film, that's the whole thing that was displayed on my college film, just, 1, 2, just go and just do what you can do. they didn't have a problem with that. Coach Dunn, David, if you see this, get the first down, you have legs, use them. But, now it's just like I feel more comfortable, making adjustments because here, they allow me to, make adjustments because, I know the offense and I know the defenses. I know what they're going to do and everything. I learned how to read fronts now. You can read fronts. You can determine what covers in and everything like that. And then when you know your offense, you master your offense. It's like coach trusts you. Here they trust me. So it's like when I get to the line, it's like pre-snap. You have a decision and post-snap. You react, and then I already know like the hots are and where I'm going versus this coverage and everything like that. So I just feel like I'm a much more polished quarterback as far as, from the mental aspect. And then, also have my athletic ability. So like, it's like, that's like a extra tool I have. So, if I have to run, it's just like, that'll surprise a lot of people because being out here, I haven't ran a touchdown yet. I haven't had to run out here. It's all been throwing touchdowns. It's like, I just feel I don't need to run because I already know what to go to the ball. I know what I'm doing. I get the ball out quick and, we practice really hard out here, and I try to build as much chemistry with our guys out here that like each week it's just like we go over it over and over, like new signals, new calls, and just audibles and stuff, just so we all on the same page. And when you have that type of chemistry and everybody's on the same page as you, and everybody understands football, understands situational football, it makes my job easier. I don't have to rely on my legs, prevents me from getting injured and like that. And it just makes my game more legitimate as being called a quarterback.
Yeah, and that's the biggest thing I think that stood out with the Japanese tape this year, right? Is the fact that you haven't had to run. And so that's allowed you to show that you're starting to get this processing down. Like you're going through 3 reads at least on a play from what I was seeing, which is great, right? And being able to slow that whole process, to slow down, understand, like you said, where your hots are, what the concept is that you're going up against, what the concept is that you're running, and seeing that mental image, like that we put on, like, I guess, people that like me that don't actually play the sport. It's like playing Madden, right? Where you have you can see the coverages, you can see the alignment, and then you can see what your concept is. And so it's building that mental picture. That's one of the biggest things that you've done over the last couple of years. And, and I think when you look back, it's almost a blessing in disguise, right? That you didn't make it into the NFL, because I talk with guys like about this all the time. And I think the general consensus is it's really hard to walk into, a 90-man camp and get personalized coaching, at least enough of it to really start to build the tools to improve. You get some of it, but being able to play in some of these other leagues where you are the guy and they're going to put that effort and that energy into you, it helped, and you're going to get those reps. It helps you, like pick up on those things that, on your scouting report, when you were coming out of UConn, they had one read quarterback, blah, blah, blah. Right. Well, now you're not that. And so that's one of the things I love about alt football. And for you guys, it helps you guys out so much. It helps me out as an evaluator because I sit back and I go, okay, well, now I'm seeing him do all this stuff, so I know he's capable of doing it, and then you get those reps, you get that personalized coaching that you just weren't going to get in the NFL, when you were coming out. And so I think that's awesome for you guys. But is there a certain concept that you like to run more than anything else?
Yeah. So I have my 3 favorite concepts. I think these are like universal concepts. Favorite, I like running 3x1, 4 verticals. Football, you understand what that is, right?
Yeah. So you're running a 3x. So just for like viewers' sakes, right? Mm-hmm. You're running a 3x1, which is 3 receivers to one side, 1 receiver to the other, and you're talking verticals. So everybody's running goes.
Exactly. So everybody's running goes. Boundary receiver got to go. Outside, have 15-yard comeback if they bail and you can't beat the corners. And then from the boundary side, we had the running back on the option route. He can go, left or right, or he can sit it versus zone. So I think that's one thing I ran in college at UConn. We were really good at, because Coach Dunn broke it down to me, how to start to read. Start with the boundary receiver, read off, the boundary safety, and just work your way over number 3 to number 2 to the comeback to the running back check down. And the more and more you get reps at that, you master it, and you understand it. It's like you have the answer for that for any coverage. And, we did that so much at UConn. We were so good at that, in drive starters, 2-minute situation, or when it came to crunch time, Then over here, they brought the same concept out, and it's like I mastered this thing. So it's just like, we can run this, first down, fourth and long, third and long, or any situation. It's like, I master it. So I already know to read. My read is so quick. It's like I go 1, 2, 3 to the check down. It's like, I already have the answers for any coverage. So that's one concept I like. Another concept I like is we go out empty. So we'll go, trips to the field and, a dominant receiver to the boundary, have our running back outside. We run this concept. It's called topper. So basically what it is, number 3 over the ball, he had 10-yard OTV, which is, just sit over the ball. Number 2 has a quick post. And the outside has a home run post. They go cover 2 or any type of cloud. You convert that to a go. And then backside, you have your X on called like a circus route. So it's like a corner. You stem in, attack the safety. Take 2 corner. And you have the running back on the hit. So basically it's more of like a
you're talking like a high mid low read.
Yeah, basically. It's like a Tampa 2 beater. That's one thing they run a lot out here, like Tampa 2. So it's like a Tampa 2 beater. You sit your tight end in the middle of the over top the center, and
because the mic's going to drop farther back on that one, so you want to set him there. Yep.
Mm-hmm. So it's an easy read for me. You just read 1, 2 to 3. Might come up. Throw the skinny post. That safety want to attack that post. Then you got the home run, the go route versus on the cover 2. If they man to man, you send them on a go route from outside receiver, and then you have tight end on the winner. And it's just the easiest read. It's one thing, when you get a lot of reps at, it just makes it more comfortable versus, any coverage. And then I was like all hitches, just read off, the flat defender who has the best leverage. It's a quick game, I like getting the ball out quick. So it's just like, you catch it 1, 2, read the flat defender and get the ball out. So those are my 3 favorite concepts, We have those in, all our game plans throughout every week. I tell them, hey, look, these are my all hitches. We need that. That's our, first down drive starter, third and long or anything like that. We go top or 4 verticals. And then we also have inverted smash, at a 2x2 tight. So, you have 2x2 tight dolphin formation. You have the outside receivers. They have like stem and circus routes. They have the inside run like quick flat routes. So, just high low the corner. And then, backside, you have, your basic to tight end sit whip route. So it's full field progression. You start with the high low corner, and you just move on to that backside dig coming open, and then you have tight end on a sit whip route. So those 3 concepts, like, I feel like master has so many reps that's just like, so you put in any coverage and any situation. I feel like I'm master. I can get to my reads quickly, and I already know to check the ball down at. And I feel really, comfortable, with those 3 passing concepts.
Do you like throwing against man, or do you like throwing against zone better?
I like man to man, because for one, somebody's always running away from leverage. And if you have, you got good chemistry with your receivers, your personnel, if you got a dominant X receiver, it's like, look, you can send him on a go route, or you trust him to win. Or like over here, we have a pretty good tight end. I like throwing the tight end because, that big body, and all you got to do, you got put in a certain, vicinity. So, if you got a tight end going against a safety, you run away from leverage. All you got to do, you just give them a high ball, or, put it in front of them. And you already know it's going to be open because, man to man, everybody's got their own guy, and you got a guy coming free. So just, you got to get the ball out quick, but you also, you got your guys always run away from leverage. So I prefer throwing against man to man.
So we mentioned also the XFL, right? And, you mentioned that you've been talking with teams about that. And so, because we do want to see you in the XFL, by the way, over here. We're hoping that we see you. That is the goal.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the number one goal, number one priority right now.
So is it too much to ask you who you've been talking to?
No, I've been talking to, the first guy throughout this whole process, like I said, I've been posting all my, my workouts and everything on my Instagram, Twitter, all this stuff, was the head coach for, I think he's St. Louis now, Beck. He used to be a tight end in the NFL.
Yeah. Yep. And he was working with ESPN, I believe, before he got this job as well, calling games.
Yeah.
I think he called several of your games, actually, if I remember correctly, when you were at UConn.
So that might be how he knew about me. But
yep.
Yeah, I posted my videos on Twitter, and he had followed me one day, and it was back in like May. He reached out to me. He was like, "Yeah, dude, I see you still balling. I see your workout videos you posting. You look good throwing. I love to see throw in person. Are you going to any of the XFL camps? It's like over the summertime this year." I'm like, nah, I didn't have it in my mind, because I know all these dudes get invited to camp, and it's just like I don't like doing the whole camp thing. I've never been to a camp, but I just feel like it's a lot of people there. If you're not a big name guy or anything like that, it's gonna press you along. So I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to any camps and anything like that. I wasn't even looking at XFL because I'm just like, let me be more realistic. So then he's like, yeah, if I can get you into the Maryland camp, would you come? I was like, yeah, sure. That's down the street from me. So he's like, okay, cool. Got you a spot in there. So I went there to the workout, met him. I did the workout. I felt like I probably was the best quarterback there, me and David Watford. So we threw there. We did really well. After the camp, he said, like, we loved loved your footwork. We loved your smooth release and everything. So he just like, we can keep in contact. So throughout the whole summer, once I signed with the X League or anything like that, I started posting the highlights. And he reached back out to me. He's like, yeah, I see you balling in Japan. Can you send me a highlight clip, like a weekly highlight clip? So I've been sending it to him, and, he's been keeping up with me. He just, keeping up, saying you look good, keeping up, good work, good luck every week. Then DC, the head coach, not the head coach.
I'm sorry. I was going to guess DC. I was.
Yeah, not the head coach, the quarterback's coach.
Yeah.
I think he followed me on Twitter too. He reached out to me. He's like, hey, man, can you hop on a call? Got on a call with him. He was like, yeah, I see you in Japan. I've been watching stuff on Twitter. You look good, man. And same thing. He was asking me, why aren't you in NFL or XFL, anything like that, or USFL, anything like that? He was like, I watch a UConn film and what you do in Japan, like you could be like the Lamar Jackson of this league. And I'm just like, yeah, I'm out here trying to get some film and, show you guys what I can do. They're like, yeah, man, we what we're trying to do here in DC, like you literally would be the perfect fit for our offense and what we're trying to do. So, when you get back out here, we'd love to, do a workout for you, see you work out in person, go from there. So he said the same thing each week, he like, yeah, just send us a highlight clip, updating us on what you got going on. So I've been doing that. And, he just been, saying good luck and just keep up the good work and just let us know like how the season's going and when you're back in the States. So those two coaches, and then the offensive coordinator for St. Louis, something Gradkowski or something like that. He used to play
Bruce Gradkowski.
Bruce, that's his name. Yeah, he just reached out to me on Instagram. He messaged me on Instagram. And he just asked me like, yeah, did you get picked up by anything by XFL team? I was like, nah, I haven't. Didn't get picked up anything like that. I'm still in season. We're headed to the playoffs and all this stuff. He was like, yeah, man, we was pulling for you out here in St. Louis. We wanted you. We ended up going with another guy. I was like, yeah, I totally understand that. I'm out here, so I understand that. So he was like, yeah, man, when we get back from the States, though, keep us in the loop and what's going on. You never know. There might be an opportunity. So, I feel like, they all have eyes on me. They all understand what's going on. I'm out here balling right now. Since I'm in the postseason, they understand it. And, I'm trying to, win the Rice Bowl. But I think once the season's over, once I touch back down in the States, let everybody know I'm in the States, and then I think DC team want me to do the workout because I think they end up signing Eric Dungey from Syracuse. I played against him, and then Derek King, but Derek, I think he just got released from the Panthers, so he might be going there. But I still reach out to him and let him know I'm home. They probably still want to do the workout, and I don't know if they're doing like a practice squad quarterback or anything like that. But if that opportunity is still there, then definitely be available for that. But I feel like a lot of XFL guys and coaches, kind of know about me from, that summer workout. And then, I've been posting my stuff about being in Japan, and they all been, seeing my highlights and stuff and reaching out to me. So I feel like, it's there. Like the opportunity is kind of there. Like they kind of know, like, okay, I'm still playing. I can still, move around, do what I've been doing. It's just all about that opportunity now, like being able to, come in at the right time when that opportunity presents itself. So just staying ready and, moving on, going forward.
Yeah, there's so many guys that want to do it, right? And that's, that's the tough part. And we got all these guys that keep coming out of school wanting to do it every year. But yeah, man, it's fascinating, you know, to hear about someone's journey like that, right? Where you've done so many different things, you've tried so many different things, and you're the type of person where you're just like, no, this isn't going to work for me, so I'm not going to do it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And you've still kept at it, you're right. And so I hope we see you over here, but if not, then you're going to continue to kill the X leagues over there. Unless you come over here, maybe you'll play USFL. They're going to need a lot of quarterbacks next year. And you know, so there's all that. I love this for you guys. There's so many opportunities now, so many different places to go. But
yeah, I love that too. It's each year it's like more and more opportunities, you know, USFL, XFL. It's like that's a handful of opportunities just to, you know, pick up quarterbacks. You know, I think we've got 8 teams each league, and each team takes 2 quarterbacks, and, you know, maybe a practice squad. So it's like that's up about 24 quarterbacks each league. So that's another 48 quarterbacks, you know, just guessing about, you know, more opportunities. So it's just like, you know.
Oh yeah, we've got XFL teams right now that have 4 quarterbacks.
Exactly. So that's why I'm just like, you know, just be ready for the opportunity. Keep posting, you know, my highlights showing that I'm, you know, I'm still making plays, doing what I've been doing, and you know, just keep watching my phone, because, you know, you never know who hits you up or who's, you know, watching you, because like I said, Quavo, he said he's been watching me since I was in college.
Yeah, that still has to be. You probably think about that. You're still like, I still can't believe that happened.
Yeah, it's like, all right, if he is watching me, who knows who else is watching me? That's Quavo. He's been watching me. So yeah, he's been watching me, and then, you know, all these coaches just start following me on Twitter and keeping up my Twitter and my Instagram. So it's like, you know, the more I, you know, market myself, my own perspective, I just feel like, you know, the more eyes I get on myself and people just know about what I can do and know me, the more, you know, hey, I'm interested in that guy, see what he can do. So, you know, just keep doing what I've been doing, you know, go from there.
Is there a guy that you put on the tape routinely to kind of study and see what you can take away and apply to your game?
I think from outside looking at, everybody just says, hey, you're like Lamar Jackson. You know, that's obvious because, you know, the running part. But my favorite quarterback who I watch all the time is Aaron Rodgers. So if you actually watch, you know, my film from like my junior college to my junior year, UConn, senior year, and then to now, and it's like you can see the transition. Like all my small little mechanical thing you just see is just switching on my footwork. You know, I learned how to throw the ball more and using my hips. And, you know, the more I watch Aaron Rodgers, you just learn more and more things, how he does things, the way he plays, and just like that's what I try to model my game after. You know, hard for other people to believe, but it's like,
oh, I believe it. I can see it.
They look at the athletic, but they just see 1-2 quickness, boom, boom. Oh, he's just like Lamar. I understand that, but like from the mechanical part, you know, the way I, you know, process everything, play, I try to, you know, keep up after, you know, Aaron Rodgers. That's my guy, favorite quarterback. So
yeah, that's a good one. That is a good one. He's maybe not so much this year, but if you go back to the last 15, 16 years, no, he's been right there, one of the best. So David, man, it's a pleasure to sit here and talk with you, dude. I think it's awesome that, you know, there's not a lot of guys that coming out of college, they have the understanding of football, right? At least at the level that we're kind of talking a little bit here. And you've built that, you know, over the last few years. And that's what's great. And I think that's what's going to give you a really good shot in the future. So hopefully we'll see you over here. If not, you're going to continue. You're going to probably be, you know, winning Rice Bowls over there every year until somebody finally gives you a shot over here. So good luck on the rest of the season, obviously. And I hope that goes really well for you, man.
Yeah, sir. I appreciate you once again for reaching out and, you know, just being able to let me, you know, just tell my side of the story and, you know, go from there. So I appreciate it once again.
Yeah, no worries, man. Thank you.
Yep, no problem. Have a good day.